things Toon just said, an Aegislash and Shandy player, really like defined the Chandelure meta in post 2016 in North America, a character that had really fallen off, and he breathed new life into that character. So this tournament actually is a tournament where Chandelure first took the stage in 2016 in the form of Catfight.
Yes.
And I'm excited to see Twixxie play now because they're like fundamentally different players. And looking at the way Catfight used to play Chandelure versus how Twixxie plays now, I think is a great example of how the game has developed overall.
Oh, definitely. I'm very excited to see how Twixxie is going to carry the lamp through with this.
We'll see, we'll see. And there's a chance that, as you said, a new character just came out in a recent patch, Aegislash. Argued, I mean, pretty much unquestionably agreed on to be one of the top 5 characters in the game. Twixxie picked him up, not because he thought he was super strong, though he is, but because he had an affinity for the character. And that's one thing I love about Twixxie. He plays the characters he enjoys, the characters he loves, and that like embodies that spirit of Pokemon itself.
Yeah, it's super nice to see a player who just focuses on that instead of just picking a top tier just to win.
Yeah, though in his hands, I think undoubtedly, you know, Twixxie has shaped the idea in North America that Chandelure maybe is also a top tier in her own right.
Yeah.
And Mikuki too, one of the best Shandy players in the world, and in Japan, also doing that and sort of playing off each other in a similar style.
Yeah.
So Twixxie sitting here, classic style, looking very calm. BxA Twixxie.
Yeah. Broken Alliance.
Yes. A recent sponsor for him in the past couple months. Excited to see him picked up by them and the continued support by esports teams in the Pokemon tournament space. It's very cool to see. In addition to BxA Twixxie, we have, who else do we have here too?
We have Picano.
But I mean, sponsored players.
Oh, sponsored players. We have 2 Seek to Destroy players. We have Seek to Destroy Alistair.
Set to Destroy.
Yeah, Set to Destroy.
Yep.
And we have Set to Destroy Munster.
Yep. TA Slipping Bug, Trambution Slipping Bug.
Yes. Repping that new sponsor just recently acquired as well.
In Control Roxo, In Control Flegger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, just so many talented players are coming out, and it's super exciting to see just so many people coming to this event.
What's exciting for me too, Toon, is early on, that first year, that first time we were at Dreamhack, there was so much support from the Pokemon community, or the Pokemon company itself. It was part of an official tour, and there was an uprising of teams who came in to sponsor these players and invite them to their teams. And now, 3 years later, we have even more of that presence in the community. And that to me is so cool that this tournament for me represents the sort of like apex of our upwards trend of the past 2 years.
It's definitely a standard. Like, it's kind of just like, you get to one point. This was the first major of the original Pokemon Tournament release tour. So every year, it's just something new to see. Like, it's a standard of how the community has risen or fallen.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And
it's definitely that point of just growth, I guess.
Yeah.
It's the standard that everything measures up to.
Absolutely. So Twixxie here, we'll see who he picks, Shandy or Aegislash. Twixxie, as I said earlier, vying for the #1 spot. I just want to quickly say the other player, so we can set up this story, vying for the #1 spot, Slipping Bug, in attendance today, last year champion. We'll see if these two players meet eventually. But here today we have Twixxie versus Picano. We have Picano rocking Decidueye. This is Twixxie has said that he thinks Decidueye is one of the more difficult matchups. We've seen players going to counterpick Decidueye against his Chandelure more frequently since his character dropped.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see on how Twixxie gets around this and how Picano actually reacts to how Twixxie is just going to play.
Sure. A nice Fury attack there, trying to pull Twixxie out of the air, but not enough. The active hitbox on this DHAX, stuffing it out.
Twixxie is trying to get the set play with those beams and those Will-O-Wisps. Just trying to keep Decidueye out of his space. Goes for the overheat, pushes him back.
Yeah, Twixxie willing to play a really active Chandelure here because it's clear to him that Picano is doing everything he can to get in, but just getting stopped at every turn. So good stuff to Twixxie for that very strong first round.
He just brushes us off. He doesn't really care. He's fine. He's still got this. So mostly, Picano is just going to try and get in. I think he's mostly going to but he has to play very evasive.
Yeah, I really like that use of side Y, getting around that projectile and field phase.
Yeah, getting that conversion was a major thing.
Nice. Picano with some important momentum right now. Goes into Frenzy Plant as Ogi. Caught out. Twixxie taking back a little bit of momentum here. That was a crazy run from Picano there. And that's big damage.
He bounces back, hits that overheat, double debuff, but cures it immediately with Espeon. I think the support choice is kind of important here because Twixxie rocking his usual Espeon because that just lets him use overheat and use a bit more debuff moves a lot more.
Wow! Picano with the acrobatics infield phase, calls it out.
Gets the grab again.
This is incredible. Grabbing the minimize because he knows burst is up. Picano with great momentum here against Twixxie in round 2. Into burst. Did Picano push button? He did! He tried to declare burst of his own, gets caught! Twixxie able to respond. That was an incredible flurry from Picano too. Picano sitting on 21 HP, still in this. And there we see that anti-air, that frame 1 anti-air. That's so important in this matchup.
Yeah.
Able to cover anything that Decidueye wants to do from the air on reaction.
It definitely hurts Decidueye just in general, just because Decidueye is super strong in the air. He has access to a bunch of mix-up options. He's very, very mobile,
yep.
But I think that's just like one of the problems that he has to overcome with it. Because if he can't get in, he can't really do a lot. And Shandy has some very, very potent anti-airs.
Yeah, absolutely. We do see the switch to Braixen now.
Okay, he's going back to his usual main, and I'm curious to see how this is going to change it, because from what I've heard from talking with a few people, is that Braixen usually either wins or goes even with Shandy. But with such a caliber player as Twixxie, I really want to see how this is going to go.
And again, the puzzle here is can Picano make his way in, close that space, and use the 1 or 2 opportunities he gets when he closes that space to bring this back to even. Twixxie doing a fantastic job of keeping Picano out. Classic Twixxie wall, looks calm and collected. Using that 2Y for pushback into Hex. That's classic mix-up from Twixxie. Creates a tough pressure situation for the player blocking. Gets the KO, a near perfect from Twixxie in round 1.
I am really liking the use of the low air dashes from Braixen though, from Picano though. It's very, very smart just to move in because that's like an area where just Chandelure struggles in hitting.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Tiger Knee dash just works super well.
Picano again looking to the air to get in as he was doing in the Decidueye matchup before, to a degree.
He's popping burst with that attack debuff.
Yeah, Twixxie using that DHAX into overheat to just get it out of a pressure situation there. I think part of the reason he's been finding success with that recently, he's been doing it at the last few tournaments, is there's not many players used to that option. Picano into burst, Twixxie able to evade.
Lots of avoidance, but Twixxie does get the conversion with the beam. Gets the pinwheel, gets the anti-air jab, and that's pretty cool. He's trapped in Smog.
I actually really like that mix-up. Picano ready with a nice reaction on CA there. The wand activating Smog on the way back in. Very unfortunate for Picano.
And this is where Twixxie really wants to be. And that was a swift 2-0 for Twixxie. So
Twixxie, yeah, taking it 2-0 over Picano. Picano on the right there, Twixxie on the left. For those of you who are new to the Pokken Tournament community. It was a very clean swing from Twixxie at the end there to avoid that Emolga.